Excited to
tell
tell
us
you
the
about it.
background on the company first, you know?
Yeah, so our story at Resonado really started as kind of a family story between father and son. So LH and Brian Cho, LH the father, Brian the son. LH is now our chief technology officer. Brian is our CEO. They were working together a while back on designing and building one of those, remember those digital photo frames that used to be a big thing that like show a slideshow of pictures?
Oh yeah. I had one, I think, at one point. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is sort of like before those were a big thing. They've always kind of been on the leading edge as, you know, engineers and coming up with new things. And so they were designing and building one from scratch as a gift for Brian's mom. And Brian had the idea knowing that his mom was actually a huge fan of just music, Sting in particular. So he had the idea of trying to build a sound system into it. And so ultimately what they discovered after, you know, looking at what was on the market, they actually found out that there wasn't any speaker that was slim enough to fit like that frame that they had built for it. And also that met like their mom's standards, Brian's mom's standards of music, right? And just like sound quality. So that was like actually like the spark of just like, why does this speaker type not exist, right? And so I was sort of just like started everything. It sort of became like a side project that they just worked on their garage of just like, you know, messing around with this. Ultimately, they developed what's now FCS technology, patented it. And then I met Brian in school at the University of Notre Dame. We were juniors there. And it was at that time where he was like, you know, I think this is a good time to commercialize it. There seems to be a market need for something that's slimmer. And so myself, along with Brian and our third co-founder, Peter Mokel, we ended up starting a company around this technology in school. So
That is amazing. And I guess like speaker technology hasn't really changed over the years, right? That's what you guys are trying to change, huh?
yeah, exactly. So the first like actual, you know, electrodynamic speaker that was invented was back in the 1920s. It's like that conical speaker type that everybody knows today. It's that volume icon. And if you open literally any product today, even like the latest technologies, the latest smart speakers, the latest headphones, anything like that, they're like 99% of them are still going to have that conical speaker type. And we're just, you know, really trying to change that and trying to introduce something that could really cater to that trend of product miniaturization and being able to design something that can stay slim without sacrificing that sound performance.
Yeah, I know the iconic logo. I mean, everyone has had a speaker or has opened it. We know what it looks like inside. So yours is more like a thin, kind of like a bar instead of like the circle with the other smaller circle underneath, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
That's us. That's awesome. So where are you trying to get these speakers into? Like everything, or can you buy them on your own, or, you know?
Yeah, eventually everything. We did take a little time to figure out exactly how we wanted to introduce into the market. Our first sort of proof of concept was a mini Bluetooth speaker. It was like size of a credit card. We sort of did a Kickstarter around it when we first launched the company. Us being kids in school, we were like, you know, this is cool technology. Let's make Bluetooth speakers. Let's work our way up to designing like, you know, concert speakers, get our way into, you know, nightclubs and things like that. But ultimately, we just really figured out that the best way to commercialize this was mostly by selling it direct to businesses. It would just be a lot more efficient to sell to companies and brands that already had established like consumer bases and knew how to market to them directly, as opposed to us having to do everything from scratch. And just, you know, the whole process of designing and manufacturing, just developing a product and marketing and everything was just like, it was just, you know, too much. And so we decided to focus on the actual core technology itself, kind of like an Intel Inside or like Dolby Digital, just focus on that end, license that out to businesses and let them figure out how to work it into their products.
Oh, that's so amazing. So if any like business is watching this video, is there a way they can get in contact with you if they want to have like maybe your product in their system or product?
Yeah, for sure. So any business that's interested in this could definitely just reach out to sales@resonado.com. And yeah, our first product is actually scheduled to be announced next month. it's going to be a vehicle. So that's going to be like the first FCS, what we're calling FCS enabled product. And then soon after that, it's going to be announced next month. It's going to launch in the spring. And then around the fall, closer to the end of the year, we're going to have some FCS enabled soundbars coming out, some home audio. We're also working on some electric cars that are going to have like our technology in them.
That's exciting.
We got a lot in the pipeline. We're starting off just like focusing on consumer electronics and sort of automotive. Those are kind of like the biggest industries that we've been seeing a need for this in. But yeah, eventually, like you said, like we want to replace every speaker in every product worldwide.
Yeah, well, this is very inspiring story. I mean, you guys started this in college, you know, it's like the American dream. So keep up the amazing work. Website so people can keep in touch with you.
Yeah, website is resonado.com. That's resonado.com.
All right. We'll see you next year in Vegas, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking
All right,
forward
man.
to it.